allowing that money in, creating the channels for that money to come in. You're planting seeds with your thoughts, you're planting seeds with your actions. Whatever the quantum leap is for you, it's going to look different for everyone. Lack may be familiar, disappointment may be familiar, scarcity may be familiar, but it doesn't have to be your reality. Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Abundance Experience. We are so excited to welcome you in, to be in this energy with you, to carry on the momentum that we built yesterday, and then also just to help you really calibrate to the frequency of what is possible in your business, in your life, when you say yes to the bigger vision. And we got off a call just about an hour ago with our 10K clubbers. So some of you were there. I love seeing your beautiful faces again. But what we talked about on that call is that part of what we talked about was that you will always be called on to expand, and that the expansion does not feel comfortable. It's not meant to feel comfortable. It's meant to stretch you into what is available to you, into your dream business, your dream life, all of the good things that have maybe been on your vision board for quite a long time. And you're like, when is it happening? It's all here. It's all available. And we are here to help support you in it. So I want to just celebrate each and every one of you who is here, whether you joined us yesterday or joining today for the first time. Just know how excited we are that you are here. And I want to hear from those of you who were here yesterday. What were some of your biggest takeaways? What was the biggest shift for you? The biggest aha? I know we covered so many different things. You can type it in the chat. I may have one or two of you come off mute as well, just to share, because I know there's been a lot of good energy moving. Laura Dionysia, I feel like you're typing, but I also want to just invite you to come off mute, because you even texted me this morning about just some things that anchored in, I think, differently. You're obviously already a huge part of our community, but anything you want to share with the group about what shifted, what came up for you yesterday, would love to hear.
Yes, I was 100% typing. You definitely read that correctly.
Uh,
What I shared with you is, and just maybe those on the call can relate to this, but I had heard your beautiful story before, Laura's story, and also Allison's story. But something about yesterday, I don't know if it's the communal aspect of it, something just hit me differently this time around. And I was reflecting on that. I think it's because when I first heard each of your stories, I saw it as something like me watching a movie, like something separate from me. Like, that sounds great for you. And while I connect to like how awesome that is for you and I'm happy for you, I just did not connect it to myself. And I think and I didn't even realize I was doing that until yesterday when it hit me and I was just like, "Oh, wait, I can have this." Like, I was feeling into the energy of each person sharing their story and I'm like, "Wait, but I also feel this." And so like it was the first time that I really connected to the story in a way that I was also part of the story, or like that I could have my own story. So that was my biggest takeaway.
That is such a big moment. And I had that experience for years too, where I would hear other people share their own quantum leap stories, and I would feel it's exactly the same way. Like, oh, well, that's great, but I'm different. It can't happen for me. And I'll tell you, when it happens, Laura and everyone, it's when you actually get it and it clicks like, oh no, this can 100% happen for me in your own way, whatever the quantum leap is for you. It's going to look different for everyone. And today, we are going to be speaking a lot about expanding into abundance. And like I mentioned yesterday, that money is not the vision, money is the how of the vision. So Torald, I saw you put that in the chat, which is a beautiful reminder for each of you. Whatever that amount of money is that's going to support your fullest expression, your fullest expansion, it's going to be a little bit different. And so it's so easy to get caught up into comparison and saying, she's successful because she's making X amount per month in her business, or he's doing this, so he's arrived, but I haven't. And when we get back into our power and into our sovereignty, and we we actually detach from the money for a bit and say, well, what does my most expansive look like? Because it's most expansive life look like? Because it's going to be so different for each and every one of you. Kat, who's here today, who's got strong internet, and we're excited for her. She'll share a little bit about her journey in a bit here. And she and her husband have been doing this beautiful, like, travel around the world, live remotely lifestyle for a while now, which is incredibly expansive. And so for some of you, it may be like, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. And I want to live a little bit untethered and have the freedom to travel around and do this. For others of you, it may be like, I want to plant roots and get really situated in this place and expand and move into a more expansive home that we're in for a while. Like, there's so many different things. And then each of you is going to have a different vision as well in terms of your lifestyle, how you want to travel, how you want to live, how you want to contribute and give. And so there's no right or wrong. I think this is really important. There's no right or wrong. What matters is that you are to available to live life as the fullest expression of you. And then from there, there is a certain flow of money. There is a certain financial frequency that is going to support you in doing that. And so, what this event is about, and then what our community is about, for those of you who go deeper, who choose to go deeper from here, well, it's about many different things, but one of the things is allowing that money in, creating the channels for that money to come in, whether it's through increasing your sales in your corporate job, through growing your business as an entrepreneur, setting up multiple streams of income. And how do you grow it, increase it? How do you grow as a person? Because there is let's just say that you want to hit $1 million or more in your business. There's $1 million identity that's of you that's associated with that, that's different from the version of you who's maybe earning at the six-figure level. So there's so much expansion to be had, but we get to have fun with it. We get to be in joy with it. We get to be in alignment with it. We get to enjoy the process and the process of becoming and unfolding as well. And so, like we spoke about yesterday, abundance is a state of being. It's a mindset, it's a paradigm, it's a way of being. I was sharing with the 10K Club community this morning on our group call that I don't know if any of you are Abraham Hicks followers. I know some in our community are, but I ended up just kind of inadvertently this morning doing like what they call a rampage of appreciation. And I did it around money, actually, because I was thinking about how beautiful is it and how fun is it that when you know this information, when you cultivate a paradigm of abundance, when you do this work that we're doing here together this week, and for those of you who are in the community that we do on a deeper level, that you understand and that you know that when you want to call in more money, more resources for something, you can just go make it. Like, you can just go do it. And so I did a little bit of a rampage of appreciation that was like, thank you, the money, that you're there for me. Thank you that I can call in more of you on demand. Thank you that I can just go make more if I want to. Thank you that it doesn't have to be hard. Thank you that it gets to be easy. Thank you for how you flow in my life, for how you've supported me already, and for how you're continuing to support my expansion as well. And so there is just so much, there's so much beauty in that. And so, for any of you who are maybe coming from scarcity paradigm, scarcity conditioning, the feeling or thinking that there's not enough or that things have to be hard, I want to just invite you into an energy of plenty today, into an energy of more than enough. Remembering again that money is here to support you, and that it's all about just creating the proper channels that it gets to flow through to you to support you in your life, and that gets to be fun, and it gets to be co-creative, and it gets to be joyful, and you get to give your gifts and talents to the world in a bigger way as well. So I love this. Let me see what else is happening in the chat here. Angela, hiding behind the money is an excuse not to take action. Oh my gosh, yeah. Do you want to come off mute and share like what specifically hit home for you with that? Because I remember when I really got that in my life, it was a big moment for me because I didn't realize that that's what I had been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, like, money is probably a huge driver in not taking some risks, right? And but I didn't it just shifted, like, thinking of it as, like, an excuse to hide, like, that verbalization, like, just hit me different.
Mhm.
Kinda like a reminder that, like, I mean, it's an excuse at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's so powerful about this and this work is when we realize that and we take ownership of it, and you can look at, wow, what are all the ways that I've been hiding in my life behind the excuse of lack of money? You notice, you realize like the actual work comes from within. It comes from opening up to living your most expansive life, stepping onto, for some of you, it's stepping onto the bigger stages, putting yourself out there with your business, going for the corporate promotion, but saying yes to the vision that's on your heart for expansion, and then allowing the money to flow to support you in that. So there's so much power when we take ownership. And one of the things that I love about this community, and that I see, that I want to acknowledge about those of you who are here who are in our client community, is all of you are very, I see this in our group, everyone is very open to taking ownership of their lives. And this is where things will start to really shift for you. There's not a person on this call or who is watching the replay, or who is in our paying client community, who does not have a story, who has not overcome challenges, who has not had things happen to them in their life that have felt challenging or difficult, or things that may have brought them to their knees at certain points in their life. And when you take ownership over your full life experience and situation right now, and you say, hey, it doesn't matter what happened to me before, it doesn't matter how I grew up, it doesn't matter what I was told I could or couldn't do, who I could or couldn't be. I take full ownership over my life experience, over my money story, over how I'm going to have money work for me in my life and my business, etc. When you take that full ownership, and I see our community do it on our calls, it's so beautiful. That is when things shift. Like even Laura, you just sharing, hearing the stories of others who had quantum leaped, and maybe before there had been an energy of, well, they can do it, but I can't. And then you said, oh my gosh, I've been telling myself a lie. Like if they can do it, if I can see it in them, if I can witness it in them, then the only reason that that's resonating with me is that that is for me as well. When you say that, when you do that, when you make that shift, you open yourself up to the most expansive life for Laura on this planet. You open yourself up to new channels, new ideas, new opportunities, new inspirations. And so it's that moment of, oh my gosh, it's in my hands. I'm in control. I've got this. I've had this the whole time. If I'm creating a circumstance in my life that feels like lack or not enoughness, I'm the creator of it. So, what would it look like to decide to shift that to one of abundance, to one of plenty, to one of more than enough? Because I have the power to do it. All right. We're starting off strong, y'all. Let me get into the chat here again. So Angela is also sharing phrases and concepts I love. What goals are you trading your life for? Yes. Um, Trust yourself. We talked about that on our 10K group call today. Yeah. Soul's truth, replenishment. Oh, you're taking good notes. This is great. So good. Um, Share in the chat for anyone who has something else that you want to really anchor into today. Maybe there's something that's still feeling a little bit sticky to you about abundance, money, generating more revenue in your business or in your sales, et cetera. Something that we spoke about yesterday that you feel like, hey, I'd like some more clarity on, or I'd like to go deeper into. Share it in the chat. Like I said yesterday, I cannot guarantee I will get to answer all questions today. We've got an action-packed day, and it's going to be really powerful. We're going to do some guided visualization towards the end. I'm going to walk you all through spiritual laws that govern money as we kick off here. We'll share more about opportunities to go deeper in this work with our community as well, if you would like. But for anything that I can weave in, I want to. So if there's anything for those of you who are here live that you're like, hey, I would love to shift this, I would love to go deeper in this, type it in the chat or share it as things come up for you as we go here as well. So let's lay the foundation for today. So um, I remember when I first learned that there were laws that govern money, universal laws. I had no idea what this meant. I thought this was a bunch of hooey, if I'm being perfectly honest. I thought people who talked about this were like really strange, didn't make a lot of sense to me. Bob Proctor was really like my first exposure to some of this work. But I remember when I connected with it, there was just something that felt like truth. And there was such confidence in it, in the way that he taught it, that I thought, huh, do I have any evidence to the contrary? Nope. Have I had any experience in my life that would show me differently? Nope. And I started really going down a journey of studying and learning universal laws and spiritual laws. And it has been so powerful because every single time they work. And so if your abundance journey is feeling funky, if your money story is feeling funky, there's more laws that govern money than we're going to have time to cover today. But I want to share with you a highlight on three of them um, that I think are really shifting. And then for those of you who go deeper in your journey, what we actually have modules on this in our 10K Club portal. And we have a couple of pages in our workbook for the 10K Club that you get when you sign up that does a deep dive overview into all of the laws. And it's really fun and really powerful. So it's just like the law of gravity governs how things operate on the planet. Like we understand it, we know it. We don't necessarily need to know the why, the how, it just is. You know that if you step outside, you're not going to float up in the air. You know that you don't want to jump off the roof of your house because that it's not going to be a great situation for you. So just like the law of gravity, there are also spiritual laws and universal laws that govern how things work in our lives and that we can apply to money specifically. So, three of them that I want to cover with you today. The first one is the law of circulation. The law of circulation. And we spoke about this a little bit on our 10K call this morning. Does anyone want to take a stab at what this is and what this means? I'll ask some of our especially if you're a current community member. What is the law of circulation? Y'all didn't know this was going to be a pop quiz, but we're going to do it. Who wants to come off mute and share your understanding? It's all good. I want this to be a real collective opportunity. Yeah, Cindy.
So to me, it means that money is meant to circulate
Yeah.
and to give us the desires of our heart. And also it means money goes out, but it also circulates right back in.
Boom. There you go. So good. So good. Yes, money wants to flow. So everything in nature, if you just look at how things operate in nature according to natural law, um, things need to flow. Water that is stagnant, that's not flowing, eventually will get murky, will get diseased, and you wouldn't want to drink it, right? Your breath flows. You want it to flow. We don't just inhale all the time and never exhale. All right, breath is meant to circulate, water is meant to circulate. Money, which is just energy, which is just an idea, just a concept that we all created, is meant to circulate. So I like to think of money and abundance as a divine idea, as a divine concept. What I love about our community is that there are men and women here from all walks of life, from all spiritual, religious backgrounds. So this is not about one particular way of thinking. I will speak on a more macro scale about just spiritual concepts here. That's how I think and operate. But I think of money as a spiritual concept, as a divine concept where we get to flow energy to each other, from each other. We get to circulate and flow and connect with each other through this amazing idea we created called money. And so many people get it twisted because we think we have to hoard it, because we make it God, because we make it our security, because we make it our safety. And we think if I'm not sitting on X amount in the bank account, I'm not gonna be safe. That is not what money is here for. Okay. I am not saying don't save money. I'm not saying don't do any of that. We have amazing financial advisors in our community. So I'm not telling you that. But what I'm telling you is it's all about the energy in which you're doing the thing. This really, really matters. So just we'll go back to the breath analogy. The energy that will create a really powerful flow of money in your life is when you can relate the feeling you have in your body around money to something that flows very naturally for you. And the breath is a really easy go-to. So I want you to think about, even just on this call since we started, you've been inhaling and you've been exhaling. You haven't been worried about it. You haven't been thinking about it. Now you are. You haven't been paying attention to it. It's just been happening. When you inhale, you haven't been thinking, oh my gosh, I can't exhale because there's not going to be more oxygen. There's not going to be another breath for me. No, it's easy. It's natural. You know, there's always enough. You know that it just is. You're not worried about, do I need to save a bunch of oxygen for a rainy day? Do I need to save a bunch of inhales? Oh, I can't exhale. Oh no, that was too big of an exhale. Now I feel guilty. I messed it up. I can never breathe in again. Like, think about all the crazy making that we do with money that's that doesn't even exist. Like, it's not even real. We put this on ourselves. So I want to invite you to start really tapping into the energy of circulation with your money. And so we've spoken about this a number of times. We talked about it a little bit on the call yesterday. How do you tell when something is a yes for you? How do you tell when something is the next step, is a divine idea, is your intuition, etc.? One of the best ways is you take time or money out of it. And then you say, if I took time and money out of this decision, what would I do? And if it is a yes for you without time or money being part of it, your job is to follow that. Your job is to move the energy around that. Many times it will require money. Oftentimes it will require an amount of money that feels far stretchier than you may feel comfortable with if you are actually growing and expanding. The key when you are circulating that money, and I'm being very intentional with my language there, circulating that money, is that when you hit pay, when you send the payment to someone, when you write the check, whatever it is that you're doing it in an energy of, number one, appreciation and gratitude. So thank you so much. You're thinking about what you're getting in exchange. You're in an energy of appreciation. Thank you, thank you. And you're also in an energy of envisioning even more coming back to you. And there have been story after story after story. Allison shared one yesterday on our call of people who have invested at what felt like a very stretchy, a very uncomfortable level for them. But they did it in the energy of faith, in the energy of decision making from the end. At my end state, what choice do I make? Okay, I'm doing that now because that's going to help quantum leap me. But they're in the energy of, I expect to receive even more than this back. This is coming back multiplied. You all with me? This is really important. So things need to circulate. If you are sitting on your money, if you are hoarding it, if you are in an energy of fear or scarcity around it, you are in an energy of lack. And what does our subconscious say when we say, I don't have enough? It says yes. What does the universe say when we say, I don't have enough? It says yes, right? So from that place, you're not attracting ideal sales opportunities. You're not potentially attracting unexpected money, which a lot of members of our community have done as well. You're in stagnation, you're not moving, you're not circulating. All right. Laura in the chat, let's see, let me see what Kat and Laura is saying. Excuses. The way you speak on excuses, I would love if you weave that in for us, how to see excuses and turn them into opportunities. Oh, I love that. So what I would say there, Kat, is for anything that, again, is like a soul aligned desire. So we can even come back to, when you take time or money out of it, what would you love to do? Like, what would you love your life to be like? What would you love your business to look like? What would you love this to look like or that to look like? You take time or money out of it, and then so you're clear on that. You have some sort of an opportunity to act on that, right? It can be as simple as, hey, I want to speak on really big stages. And so what does a woman who does that, what does she do? She's visible on her social media. She's posting every day. She's doing this, she's doing that. But then there's a daily excuse of, "Oh, I don't have the time. No one wants to see what I have to say, blah, blah, blah." That's an opportunity for growth right there. That's an opportunity for alignment. That's an opportunity to notice the limiting belief, to notice how you're not yet showing up in alignment with the version of you who stands on the stage and speaks on the big stages, and to shift it, to do the identity and the embodiment work that we do in this material. And again, anything that you want to do, but you're saying to yourself, I don't have the money or I don't have the time, those are excuses. We so real with y'all. Those are excuses. I'm a pretty direct coach. I don't think it helps to sugarcoat things. I want to do it in love. My husband Jason walked by the door on our 10K call this morning. He was like, "Man, you were kind of like giving it to them but in love." And it's because we don't want to waste time here, right? Like I want to tell you the truth. So those are excuses. So you get to decide what's more important to you, your vision, your future, or staying and hiding in your comfort zone. But your comfort zone is a cage. Your comfort zone is a cage. It is keeping you where you are. And not a single one of you is here because you want to stay where you are. I already know that. That's the reason why you're here. All right. Let me see what Laura said, especially as it pertains to money, how we sometimes say, I can't afford that, so I shouldn't do it. This is so big. We spoke about this yesterday that your money, whatever is in your bank account, whatever your financial situation is right now, it is just an out picturing, a mirror, a representation of your level of thinking and consciousness in the past. So we operate in time lag. So what you're thinking about today, the actions that you're taking today, some of them you may get immediate results with, an immediate payoff with. But we operate in time lag for the most part, meaning that you're planting seeds today. You're planting seeds with your thoughts, you're planting seeds with your actions. Your money situation, your financial situation can be dramatically different in a week, dramatically different in a month. I shared my own experience yesterday of being stuck for 10 years. And then when I just made the decision and I decided to get way out of my comfort zone and I decided to go all in, I had a 10x experience in 6 weeks. It did not take long. And I look back and I was like, well, why in the world did I waste a decade of my life not having this type of life that I actually really wanted? But it takes a decision and then it will happen. It can happen so much faster than you think is possible. It really, really can. And it does. And I'm looking at members of you right now who are on this call who are members of our community, and you are living proof. You are all living proof that it is possible. There are so many stories around that in this community. The next law I want to dive into with you is the law of compensation. So we spoke about yesterday dispelling the myth that that making more money and bringing in more money is all about just working harder. This is not true. If this were true, construction workers, stay-at-home parents would be some of the most highly compensated people on the planet. Not the case. So the law of compensation means that we are always compensated in accordance to how good we are at what we do. So think about how irreplaceable are you, all right? The need for what you do and what you provide, right? And then again, how difficult would it be to replace you in what you're doing? So this is where we want to continually tap into number one, just owning your own greatness in what you are doing, owning your brilliance, owning how magnetic you are, owning how your clients shift in your presence, right? How just being in your energy elevates other people and helps them rise up. That's an incredibly powerful mindset for all of you, as if whether you're a service provider, a coach, whatever it is that you're doing, having the belief system that other people calibrate and raise up, my clients raise up in my energy just by being around me. So you getting sold on you is critical here. It's so important. And so if you are not sold on you, you're going to get that mirrored back in your client results. But if you're not sold on you, one of the things that I would invite you to do, this is something I do with a lot of my clients, is after this call, go make a list. What are 10 reasons why you are the best financial advisor, realtor, coach, speaker, trainer, writer, architect? Like what are 10 reasons why you are the best for your clients? And you go start to get sold on you, you're going to have way less objections on your sales calls. You're going to have way more inbound flow coming in. You are going to have a very different experience in your business. Closing will be far easier, far faster for you. All right. And then this is also where we get to continue to elevate. We get to continue to up level. We get to continue to invest in ourselves so that we can bring greater quality to our clients, greater quality to our community, so that we can expand in who we are. So something I'm very intentional about myself is I want to make sure that I am always growing. I want to make sure that I'm always getting better. I want to make sure it's like the version of Elise who runs a 7-figure company. She is not the same as the version of Elise who runs an 8-figure organization. So right now, I'm very focused on in my own life, how does an 8-figure CEO think? How does she lead? How does she work with a team? How does she communicate? How does she spend her time? I am actively evolving into her because I know that's who I get to be to lead our company and to lead our community to the next level. All right. So I'm doing work consciously on this. I'm investing in myself in coaching. I'm investing in myself in mentoring. I do this work that we teach in the community all day, every day on myself because the work works. All right. But so you, as you evolve, as you grow, Beverly, I'm not going to give specifics, but I hope you don't mind me just sharing at a high level how we were speaking on our client call this morning about charging more for packages, right? As you evolve and grow, you're going to want to charge more. It's not going to feel good to you to do the work for the same amount of money you used to. For those of you who are advisors or in the financial space, like it's not going to feel as good to you at a certain point to work with clients who don't have as many assets as those who have a minimum of 1 million or 5 million or or whatever it is that you're requiring in your business. So as you elevate, as you grow, as you become more irreplaceable and you hone your craft, then you get to charge more, you get to receive more in exchange for that. But it starts with getting sold on you. And then it also it comes down to how can I continue to elevate myself? You know, with me here. Let me see what's showing up here in the chat. I love these. I love these takeaways. Beverly, it's ironic that a comfort zone such as being stuck and miserable is not really comfortable. So true. And when people wake up to that and they're like, okay, this feels comfortable, but lack can feel comfortable to someone. Judgment can feel comfortable. It's not actually what they want, but and I shouldn't even say it's comfortable. It's familiar. It's familiar. It's what is known. So there is, when we are quantum leaping, there is a great deal of stretching outside of the comfort zone beyond what is known that is required. Lack may be familiar, disappointment may be familiar, scarcity may be familiar, but it doesn't have to be your reality. It doesn't have to be your truth. Right? Looking at other people saying, well, they can do it, but I can't, or good for them, but that's never going to happen for me. I would never live in a house like that. I would never drive a car like that. Right? Downplaying yourself, minimizing yourself. It may be familiar, but it's not required. And it's your choice if you choose to stay in it versus actually empower yourself to go out there and call in everything that you're meant for in this life. And just like we talked about yesterday, there's no one coming to give you permission to do that. There's no one coming to tell you that it's time. There's no one coming to tell you that you're good enough. You have to self select, you have to choose. Bob Proctor would talk about a lot of people are being an extra in their own movie. And I always really liked that because I did that for a long time. I was an extra in my own movie. And I would look at other people doing the things that I wanted to do, having the businesses that I aspired to, having the success I aspired to. And I would say, good for them. That must be nice. But I would never actually believe I could do it. And when I started thinking about myself as if I was in a movie and I was going to be the star in it, what would happen? So different. Man, I'd be traveling the world like this. I'd be flying first class. I would be speaking on these stages. I would be having these opportunities. I would be donating and giving in this way. I would be having so much fun. I would be, I'd have an amazing friends and social circle. I would have like a wait list of clients. I would have this, I would have that, and started just playing with that. And then you realize, oh my gosh, that's actually all possible. And that's what you're being called to if you are ready to really grow and change. Yeah. Um, let's see here. Angela, evolving into who you want to be makes me think of James Clear, Atomic Habits. Yes. I love the chat here. Let's see here. Shelly, referencing having higher net worth clients really hits home with me. Yep. Been struggling with this issue all year, having a minimum amount of assets. Ooh, okay. Um, Shelly, if you just gave yourself permission to do what you wanted to do there, what would you do?
I would certainly say $1 million minimum. That
There
would
you,
I would go. Yeah, yeah, I would go.
there you go. Okay, there's your answer.
It just it felt like such a big leap to go that much higher that quickly. It felt like such a like I should do it incrementally.
Mm.
Um,
Here's what I'll say with that. You very likely have been ready for this for a long time and have been holding yourself back. I that is my sense for you. And oftentimes when we quantum leap, when we are like, holy moly, that was a big increase fast, it's something that oftentimes you've been ready for a long time, but because of limiting beliefs, because of lack mindset, because of not believing in yourself, whatever, you've held yourself back from it. So when you are, one of the things that can actually keep you stuck making a lower amount of money is that you're not charging enough. You're not setting for those of you who set your rates. You're not setting rates at the level that you would actually like to receive at, out of fear, out of doubt. And when you are being called on to ascend, and whether it's set the $1 million minimum for number of assets that a client has to have to come to you, or charging 5 figures for a coaching package versus four, or like someone may have been doing before, whatever it is, or 6 figures, I don't care. Um, when you have felt called to do that, but you are not doing it out of fear, the faucet can actually dry up. And it's an invitation to wake up and to pay attention to how you are actually supposed to be showing up right now, to what is available to you, to what is possible for you. So, Shelley, to your specific question, and I obviously you and I get to have one-on-one conversation about this, so we can go deeper into it. But right away, you felt very clear on 1 million, and so I think you've been ready for that for a long time, and it's you just haven't given yourself permission to do it. And when you do it, you will start to attract different clients, different frequency, etc. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. This is great. This is so much good conversation. Angela, I hadn't really thought about charging more, and having more skin in the game. Totally. Of course, we want to spend our time and energy with clients who are truly vested. Yes, 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 yes. And you all heard yesterday in Allison's story, like when she invested 6 figures in private coaching with me, that was stretchy for her. That was uncomfortable. But because it was stretchy and uncomfortable, she paid attention. She showed up. She took the action. She took it seriously. And she signed a $100,000 contract within a week of the first intensive. And so it's, you will get out of things what you pay for them, and your clients will as well. It's all the same. So again, money is a divine exchange. Abundance is a divine exchange. As you grow and elevate, you will be called on to charge more. You will want to receive more. That is, it's all part of it. Nothing wrong with that. You allowing yourself to live a more expansive life is part of you living in your fullest expression. The final law that I want to share here is the law of sufficiency and abundance. And this one is so fun. And this is where in a minute, I'm going to call up Kat, who is here on this call, to share her own experience with this, which is really beautiful. So oftentimes we will have a desire, we will want to take action on something, whether it's investing in a team member, investing in coaching, taking a trip, whatever the thing is. And we will say, oh, I really want to do that, but I don't have the money, right? What do we say? I don't have the money. By law, you always have what you need to take the next step. So when you are really growing, when you are really expanding, the moves that you will be asked to make are going to feel incredibly stretchy to you. They're going to feel incredibly stretchy. This year, as we grow and ascend, there are so many things that I'm doing that feel very stretchy. We are about to sign a lease on a beautiful office space on the water for the media division of our company. We are launching a magazine. We are launching a podcast network. We're going to be facilitating retreats in different parts of the world with different mentors. Like there's so much that we are doing that feel incredibly stretchy. And I do not know the full how on any of those things. If I already knew the full how, I would have already done the whole thing and I'd be at the other side of it. All right. Certain ways that I'm getting invited to invest and flow money in bigger ways feel incredibly stretchy, incredibly uncomfortable. They're not what the old version of Elise would have done or been comfortable with, but you always have what you need to take the next step. So your job, when something speaks to you, when it is part of the vision, when you are tuned into the truth of what's possible, what's available, the fullest expression for you, your job is to say yes. And from your yes, the how is revealed. From your yes, the path is made clear. From the yes, the next step is here. And now it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to feel all, rosy and easy, but the growth is in the stretch. That is the process where you actually become the person who can do it. Does that make sense? Every single day, I'm thinking about, how does eight-figure Elise do this? How does she lead this call? How does she make this investment? How does she speak to this team member, etc.? I am growing every single day into the woman who can do this. And a lot of the choices are uncomfortable. And that's okay. That's okay. You get to do that as well on your own path, but you will have what you need for the next step. Whether it's you can make a deposit on something, maybe you can't do the paid in full today, but you can make a deposit. Whether it's you're like, I'd love to do cash for something, but I've got a credit card right now, right? Whether it's I don't even know where the money is going to come from right now, but hey, I've got this idea, I've got this person I can reach out to, I've got this inspiration. Let me pull the thread here. There's always a next step available to you by law. Your job is to say yes, and it's like following a trail of breadcrumbs. That's it. And this is actually where we do a lot of teaching. And I shared this high level yesterday on integrating masculine and feminine energy into your business, into your sales process. And so masculine energy is, I need to see the full how before I could do it. I gotta see, I gotta have the full business plan. I gotta see, I gotta see the step-by-step process. You will not quantum leap from that. If you knew the full how, if you had the full plan, if you knew exactly how it was going to work out, that's not a quantum leap. That's something you've already done before. You know, with me? The feminine is moving into the unknown. The feminine is following the breadcrumbs. The feminine is tapping into the biggest, most expansive vision you can possibly hold for yourself, for your life, for your business, for your kids, for your family. Saying yes, and then taking action, which is masculine energy, but it's generally going to be, here's this next step. It's kind of like driving in the dark, right? We don't, and even driving in daylight, you'll see a little bit in front of you. So you're going to see the next step. Your job is to pull the thread. Your job is to move forward on that. Is there faith that's required in that? Absolutely. Faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith in God. There is a beautiful book called God Works Through Faith, which I highly recommend. And again, this is not about any particular spiritual path or leaning. I think that the book is beautiful for everyone of all paths. But I highly recommend that if you were looking to strengthen your faith, because it does require that. But that's also, again, where the stretch happens and the quantum leap happens. So I wanted to invite Kat to share, and you were going to share yesterday, and then your internet was wonky. So I actually think this is perfect. I believe everything works out perfectly for us.
I would 110% agree, because what you're speaking on today has given me so many like nuggets, so many downloads, as Elise says. I like to say nuggets, download, nugget, same vibe. But I hope that you guys are catching on to the way that Elise speaks, because that to me is, every time I hear you talk, Elise, that's what I take away. Is like, it is with very much conviction. And one of the words that I kept picking up on was when you would say yes and you would say it just like that. And I think that when we're talking about the decision, now I know a lot of you ladies and some gentlemen, know my story, so I'm not going to go too crazy in it. And if you don't know it, then we can set up a call and go deep dive, but I don't want to take.
Share high level if you can, because there's people watching on YouTube. There's people watching the replay.
You're right. You're right.
So
Very high level was that I was a nurse and did not love my job, as many nurses can maybe relate. Not all, but quite a few. And I really knew I needed to make a change. And just kind of as Elise was just speaking to Shelly, is like, there is some point of you where you like know that you already know you need to do something, but you just haven't done it yet. Like you've been kind of growing for a long time. I knew I needed to get out of nursing. It was like not a question of if, it was just there was all of these excuses and so many reasons as to like why I needed to get out, or why I couldn't, or all of these things. And ultimately, there was one day with a very traumatic incident that was like, okay, I'm done. I quit on the spot. Left without a job. Find this job. It was a sales job. It was not secure by any means. And it was a sales job, which I have no experience in sales, minus just me telling all my friends that this product is the best skincare I've ever used and you have to also get it. I am the friend influencer in my group, so like I consider that sales in some ways. But no like real experience with this, especially like a corporate one call close type of sale. And basically the rules of the game with keeping this job are you have 6 chances to make a sale. If you don't make one, you're out. I was on call number 3 and had not made a sale. Then I'm like frantically looking up sales coaches online. Insert Elyse, right? So I get on a discovery call with Elyse the very next day. I'm like, I've got a call in a little bit. Like, I need help. I know I need to do something. We're sitting on the investment on the 10K club, knowing that, okay, like I need to change my mindset around sales. I really didn't even know what I was getting into. I thought I was getting a sales coach. I got far much better than what I signed up for. And it was one of those things where I knew I needed to make that shift and I knew I needed to change my mindset. We're talking about the investment. I'm like, I don't have that. I don't even have a job really right now. Like it's not secure. My husband's in school full time. Um, I don't know. Like I don't think I can do that. And I think that why it happened that I ended up talking today was yes, that was true. But Elise changed my yes, but I can't do it for all these reasons and all of these excuses into a yes, and I'm going to do it anyway. And I made the decision and I put down the deposit on a credit card and I made my sale literally 2 hours after. Like was able to hop on the next 10K club the next morning with a sale and my job secured. And so for me, the shift, Elise was talking about the shift. I forget your exact wording, but we were talking about how that shift happens. For me, the shift happened in the decision and in that change of going from excuses to the yes, and I'm going to do it anyway. And really just kind of changing that mindset behind you can do it scared. You can do it while there's still all kinds of things. There was nothing different between me and anybody else that has gone through a quantum leap on this call or Elise, right? Like it's just a person that makes a decision and like steps into themselves. And so I think that that's what really changed on that call for me was my yes, but turned into a yes, and.
Mm. I think that's so important. And you have to be so done with where you've been. You
So
have to
done.
be done with where you've been. Now, here's what I've also seen is that we can have because you're always going to be asked to grow and evolve. Um, we have to expand. We are called on to expand. If we don't do it on our own, there are things that happen to kind of push us out of the nest, traumatic incident, health diagnosis, scare, etc. It's not happening because you're being punished. It's happening because you're being pushed out of the nest.
Mm.
Simultaneously, we don't have to wait for that. We can consciously say, you know what, life is actually really good right now compared to where I was maybe a year ago, but I know there's more. I'm ready to step into more. And Kat, obviously, you are a very important part of this team. You're a success advisor for many of the members of this call and in this event. But share just at a high level, like what are some of the biggest wins that you've had professionally this past year? So you shared you made the decision and immediately got your first sale. I knew you would, by the way, which is really fun.
She totally did. She was like,
Okay.
I just knew the second I came on the 10K call, she's like, I knew you were going to come in with a sale.
That's right. You
I
knew
just
it.
needed that. I needed that encouragement. But since then I've hit 2 million in sales in less than a year and a half, which is like pretty unheard of in my company. Um, Started traveling full time. So we're coming up on almost a full year of full time travel. which is insane. Starting July will be our full year. My husband and I just kind of bounce around and work remotely in a very nomadic lifestyle. Um, we have purchased multiple properties. My goal for next year is one a quarter. Didn't quite happen this year, but we're under contract on a building right now. Like, things have just been quite wild in a very short amount of time. And I say wild in like a good way, like it's just kind of that awestruck, like, wow, I can't believe this is happening because literally, guys, like there's nothing different between where I'm sitting and where you guys are sitting. Actually, I don't own this chair, so maybe there is something a little different. Like, just kind of sit wherever. Um, which is funny if you know kind of how I'm traveling, which we can talk on off camera. But it's just, yeah, it's been so fun. And life gets to be fun when you say yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. That is maybe the quote of the day. Life gets to be fun when you say yes.
Mhm.
Also a woman who has turned her annual income into her monthly income.
True.
Like, no big deal. Forgot that one.
Yeah, no big deal. Keep it
So,
consistent,
yeah.
but it's gonna happen. It's happening right.
Uh-huh. And so, so for all of you, I think Kat is such a powerful example of saying yes and using what's available as the springboard for the quantum leap. But again, you're not going to get the results until after you say yes. This is so important. And so Kat embodies this work. If Kat is your success advisor and you have not yet booked time to talk with her during this event, please take advantage of the opportunity. You want to be in a community, in a program, in a group with, in coaching with people who embody the way that you want to think, feel, and operate. And I think something that's really powerful about our team and success advisors is everyone lives this material. Everyone lives, breathes it. Kat absolutely does. And so you want to learn to think the way that she thinks, the way that I think, the way that our team thinks. If this is speaking to you and you're like, I want to go to another level, because it all starts here. It all starts here. Rich is saying going from excuses to yes. Absolutely. It's literally that simple. I mean, it really is. Let's do this. So, before we talk about opportunities to go deeper, I want to take you all through just a brief meditation, visualization to really anchor in the energy of your most abundant self, your most abundant life, and just to help you connect with what that feels like. The feeling state of it is so key and connecting with that ahead of time. So I shared yesterday that one of the concepts that I've been just having fun with as I step into more in my life is this concept of relaxed success. And so this has been, it's a newer concept that I'm playing with, but I wanted to share it here on this call because it's been really fun. There can be who here feels a bigness with what you're calling in with your vision? Who here feels like, oh, this feels big, this feels stretchy? I feel that energy around what I'm doing. And sometimes when there's an energy of bigness, whether it's like I'm going to be leading a way more expansive company, I'm going to be owning multiple homes like Kat mentioned, I'm going to be traveling the world in this way, I'm going to be speaking on this stages. If we are not conscious about it, we can turn that into overwhelm. We can turn that into, ooh, that feels heavy. We don't want to be in any of that because that's not actually how you're going to call this in, how you're going to experience it. I want to invite you into, you get to experience this more expansive business and life from a place of greater joy, of greater flow, of greater fun, of greater ease than ever before. And so to me, when I think about relaxed success, it's just an energy, it's just a vibe. It's I don't want to say it again. It's a newer concept. So I'll just share like what's on my heart about it. There is absolutely an intensity to everything that I'm doing or that you're doing if you're embodying this throughout the day. So there is an intensity, there is a clarity on where we are going. There is a willingness and a belief in collapsing timelines and doing things far faster than others might believe are possible. Yulia, we talked about that a little bit on the 10K call today for you too, just with your sales cycle and collapsing the timelines. I shared in my own life yesterday how I have collapsed timelines, like a woman who was stuck at 10K months for over 10 years by most people, by what most people would say in the world, it wouldn't be possible to do, to go from there to where we are now in the short amount of time that it's happened. Wouldn't like it wouldn't make sense. And yet it did, and it's happened, and it's happening, and we're continuing to grow and ascend to even bigger levels. And so there is absolutely an intensity. There is a willingness to collapse timelines. There is a yes, this is happening. In fact, it's already happened energy. And as if you are someone who can relate to overdrive, hustle, burnout as you achieve goals, this concept I think is really powerful, where it has you, the idea behind it and how I'm playing with it is in the energy of like, yes, everything that I want is happening. Everything that I want is already here, in fact. And I'm going to let it be easy as it comes in. I am going to be present with where I am in the moment. When I'm with my kids, I'm going to be with my kids and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. And I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to know that I make the most money when I'm having fun, when I'm spending time with my family, when I'm enjoy. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy life now. I'm going to enjoy things as they are now in my life. I'm going to appreciate it. Um, I just had a thought of something I want to share, but I'll share it later. I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to feel abundant now, like we spoke about yesterday. Ascending your abundance, ascending your money story. It is a growing your revenue in this way. It is a duality of feeling abundant now, feeling now appreciation for everything you already have, feeling rich, wealthy, prosperous now, and truly being in gratitude for everything that is now, while simultaneously carrying that energy of abundance, of prosperity, of having more than enough into a future that is even greater. Not making yourself wrong for desiring more, not feeling like you want too much, not saying, oh my gosh, well, no one in my family ever did this, so who am I to do it? Right? People in your family did everyone has done their best, but they're living with their own limiting beliefs, their own lives. They're not you. They're not meant to live your life. You are meant to live your life. You have a different vision than they did. You came here with a very clear vision, directive of living out your fullest expression, your fullest potential. It's not going to look the same as anyone else. And in fact, you often get mirrors in your family or in your upbringing of here's maybe how I don't want to do it, right? Or you could take the good with it and then say, hey, I feel called to expand in this way. All good. It's how it works. But so it's this duality and this polarity of energy that we get to play with of I am already so expansive and so abundant. Doesn't need to have anything to do with your current results. It's just who you are. And I am available for more. I'm available to call in more. And so relaxed success is just, it's kind of the vibe that I'm playing with right now. And I wanted to share it with this group of like, it's happening, it's done, I'm enjoying it, and I get to live and enjoy and love every single part of the process as well. So if that speaks to you, you can play with that and tap into that energy as we go into this visualization. Kat is saying, I love that vibe. I do too. It's just, mm, it feels good. I think especially now, like in real time, as we talk about this, we're going into the summer. Our 10K call this morning, what we were talking about is closing, like closing more sales, making more money. And what I was thinking about was that, a lot of people go into the summer and they're like, oh, I'm gonna just kind of like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna relax. I'm not gonna sell a lot. They don't expect to make a lot of money. I want to invite everyone in our community to relax and enjoy the summer and simultaneously make a ton of money. Like go manifest your goals. Go make more money this summer than you ever made before. What would it be like if you went into the fall, if you went into September, October, and you had just had your 3 biggest months yet? What would be different for you? How would you travel? How would the holidays be for you? So it becomes an identity. It becomes cat to your it becomes a vibe. It becomes just who you are. It becomes something that you expect. I expect that I'm going to make more than ever before this summer. I expect that I get to travel, to live an incredibly expansive lifestyle while simultaneously making more money, closing deals while I'm traveling. Doing again, everyone's business model is different, but that's how I think about it. Like we get to have it all. We do. So with that, So I want to invite you into a space where you are going to connect with the vision for your fullest expression. And let's actually do it. Let's do it this year. I'm feeling called to do it for the end of the year for you all. So that's what we're going to do. So if you're in a place where you can, I want to invite you to close your eyes and really, really connect with this present moment. Taking a deep breath in and a slow exhale. Another deep breath in and a slow exhale. And placing your hands, if you're sitting down, placing your hands, palms facing up in receiving mode on your lap. And with every breath that you take, I want to invite you to connect with your heart space, connect with your heart center, feeling the energy start to activate there, feeling the gratitude, feeling the perfection of this moment that you are actually exactly where you are meant to be. You are with exactly the people you are meant to be with. You are perfectly prepared and ready and anointed for everything that is coming next. And taking a deep breath in through your heart space of gratitude for all of those truths. Gratitude for the becoming process. Gratitude for everything that's already happened in your life. Gratitude in remembering that everything has been preparing you for this next step, for this next moment. And again, as you breathe in deeply now, I want you to really see that breath actually traveling up from your lungs through your heart space all the way up to your third eye and starting to clear out that area, feeling an intensity of energy circulating now through your third eye, seeing an opening, a portal opening up there, white light energy exuding out through that space as you open up to your best and highest good, the best and highest future vision of your life, of what you are calling in over the rest of this year. Now we're going to go to a place where there are no consequences, there's no limitations. You don't have to know the how. But I want you to see yourself at a party on New Year's Eve. It's a celebration party, and whatever it looks like for you is perfect. Maybe it's something small and intimate with your significant other. Maybe it's something big and loud, a large event, large gathering, a large party. Maybe it's something really peaceful with your family, with your children. But whatever would feel most loving to you, whatever would feel most expansive to you, go to that place in your mind now. And you're having a dialogue with someone. So just notice who it is. You're talking to someone at this New Year's Eve celebration, and you're telling them about all the amazing things that have happened to you this year. I want you to notice, what are you speaking out loud? What are you celebrating? Be as clear and specific with it as possible. What happened? What are you so proud of yourself for? How many other people did you get to help with this? How has your life expanded? How has your business expanded? How has your money expanded? How are things working differently for you, better for you than ever before? I want you to see the celebration on their faces, on their face. Hear them congratulating you. Maybe feel them giving you a big hug. Maybe you're cheersing and toasting your thinking glasses. Notice their happiness, notice their excitement, notice yours. And just breathe in that energy right now. And from this place, you're going to spiral up outside of your body and view the scene as if from above. And we're just going to anchor this scene in so much love. Love for yourself, love for your life, celebrating yourself that you did choose to be the star in your own movie, that you chose to play big, and that you chose yourself. And taking one more deep breath in, anchoring and blessing this vision with gratitude. And whenever you're ready, you can come back into your body, back into this present moment. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Mm.
Who had something shift for them or show up for them? You can share in the chat if you like. So, as we know, as those of you know who are in the community, um, we'll do another. It's funny, we must be channeling Bob today because he also said, if you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. So, that vision there is 100% available to you. It is 100%. It is as real in your vision as it will be when you actually live it in your 3D. And it's entirely possible. Tore all of your site felt really great. Felt a little disconnected with the vision lately. Well, I'm glad this helped you reconnect. Um, Beverly, we were celebrating the ease of it all and the joy we experience. I love that. Laura, I went from why not me to of course me. The of course is really big. This is something I've learned to do in my life and that I teach and train our clients to do is when something really good happens that maybe feels stretchy or maybe feels like, ooh, like that's bigger than I thought before. To say, of course, thank you. Shelly, let's do this. I'm gonna have time at the very end for questions. I want to take a minute here and share about ways we can go deeper in this work together. For those of you who would like to join us and to go way deeper. So, who has had a shift over the course of this week? You can just type a 1 in the chat. You can raise your hand. Like I think what's so fun and so powerful about this work is I love seeing all the ones coming in. Yeah. Um, it doesn't take long. It really doesn't. It doesn't have to take long for you to transform your results, to transform your life. Angela, a deepening. Ooh, I love that. Yeah. And that's really powerful too. Kristen, I saw what I was wearing. Ooh, yeah. That's when it starts to get really powerful as you actually see what you're wearing, you hear what someone else is saying to you. That's part of how we get the idea into your subconscious is we get those really clear um specifics of what it'll be like to experience it with your senses. That helps your brain accept it more. That's powerful. Um, and so here's what I want to invite all of you to, whether you're on live, whether you're watching the replay, is that there is a level of abundance, there is a level of transformation, there is a level of possibility and potential for you this year and beyond that is far greater than what you may have given yourself permission to even dream about yet. And so our community, myself, my team, our mission is to help you ascend, not just in your business, although certainly in your business, and that's where we spend the majority of our time. But what will happen, I appreciate how Kat said earlier, like I thought I was getting a sales coach and I ended up getting so much more. It is a full transformational journey that will help you create a very different reality in a relatively short amount of time. Um, if you say yes to it and if you are willing to go, if you want to go on that journey with us. And so, um, if this has spoken to you, if you would like to go deeper with us, we have two beautiful opportunities. I'll say three opportunities. Today for those of you who are already in our community and who want to go deeper in this work. I would invite you to connect with your success advisor on our team about opportunities to go deeper, whether it's you are ready to explore the mastermind, you are ready to explore or do a private intensive, additional private coaching. We are always here to help you elevate and to help you ascend to another level. And so that we have so many things that we have created and that we are offering right now. And that's part of the role of you having a success advisor on our team is to help you with whatever it is that you are aligning with next, that you are calling in next. There is a higher level there's a higher level container, there's a higher level option available to help you grow if that's something you desire. So if you are already a member of the community, number one, we love you and we appreciate you, and we are here to help support you in your continued growth. So if you're like, I'm really curious how I could expand from here, I'm calling in some big and stretchy things. I saw a really beautiful vision at the end, at the end there, then we would be more than happy to explore with you what could be most of service. And we do have some really beautiful, intimate opportunities for one-on-one containers with myself or with a coach on our team, our mastermind, which is a phenomenal, very high vibe group of women who are doing six figures, multi six, going for seven figures and beyond. And so beautiful opportunities there. I want to acknowledge Brandon. So what's so fun about this community is that we have a very cool group of men in our community. And funny enough, before I started the company, I actually coached more men than women. And then I just felt like there was a real need for a place where there was specific sales, mindset, business coaching for women, which is why I launched She Sells. But then I would get so many messages from men in the community being like, when are you going to launch He Sells? When is this happening? I follow you. I listen to these principles. They work. But I feel a little weird, like being on the calls or being part of it. And so number one, like I just want to support and empower everyone with this material. And um, so much of what is taught here is it's not gender specific. And so we have a powerful, amazing group of men within the community. Brandon is our men's coach. He and I have a very cool story of just how we have worked together over the years, which we have shared on past calls. We don't have time for today on this call, but Brandon leads a very, very cool group of men in this community who are embodying this. And we want to just acknowledge them. And that if you are part of this call, you're watching the replay, and you are of the male persuasion, we welcome you in with open arms. Open arms for sure. So we have so outside of just if you are a current client, we want to invite you to a call about how we can support you in your next level. There are two primary things that I am super excited to share with everyone today in terms of how to go deeper. And so I want you to kind of take the feeling, the vibe of these past 2 days, what shifted, what's felt different being in this energy, and imagine, oh my gosh, what if I had this every single day? What would that be like? How much would I grow? How much would I ascend if I not only had access to a much deeper dive into all of these materials, but I also had access to Elise? I had access to Kat. I had access to Laura. I had access to Brandon. I had access to the team. And they were helping support me in my growth every single day. What would that be like? Well, that is what we are here for. And that is what the 10K Club is all about. And so our signature coaching program is called the 10K Club. We have a number of you here live today, which is beautiful because we love and adore all of you. This program is for sales professionals, entrepreneurs, and those who are really just ready to grow and ascend, who are ready for the next level in your life and in your business. We have a deep dive on demand training suite that you get immediate access to when you enroll. And we break it down by the 4 quadrants. So I think now we have over 100 trainings and modules for you to go into. Um, it's crazy because it's what I've put together over the past 4 years. So you have access to all of it when you're in there, which is beautiful. So over 100 modules that you get to go deep into, on rewiring your mind to create whatever you want. There's so much there in the mind over matter quadrant. Money. It's these past 2 days have been like a fraction of what is available and what is possible for you in the money training. So we'll teach you how to release and debunk limiting money beliefs, how to align with a new level of wealth consciousness. You'll get trainings that were both, when I was earlier in my journey and kind of fresh off my first quantum leap, which I think are really fun. But then you'll also get trainings that are much more recent as I am aligning with 8 figure energy, as I am expanding and growing. And so there's a lot of richness to it, that you'll get to go into. We have beautiful trainings on masculine and feminine energy in there too. So if you want to call in your next level of success, call in the vision that you connected with just now, but you're ready to do it in that energy of relaxed success, in that energy of presence, joy, feeling really, really good, then those trainings are going to help you. They're going to teach you how to collapse time and space. There's actually a training specifically on that in the modules, which is really beautiful. I speak about it on a number of trainings, but there's one that's specific to that. And so you're going to have access to that. We also have a full training suite on strategy and on how to take next level action in your business, whether it's magnetizing ideal clients. We have a discovery call training and flow script that people swear by. That I've had a client who she was really struggling to close any sales. And I think her norm was around 5K a month in sales too. She used it and in one afternoon closed 30 grand, first time using the script. So it is, that's one example. That's one smidge of what's in there. So you have lifetime access to the training suite. You also, over the course of 6 months, it is a 6-month group coaching program. You have access to our group coaching calls twice a month. We meet as a large group. I am generally the facilitator of those large group calls. We have implementation calls as well, led by Laura and Brandon on our team, where it's a deep dive into the 4 quadrants. And you do those throughout the month. You get access to those. Laura leads a corporate sales mastermind. So if you are in corporate, it's really fun because again, I'm not on the calls. I have been out of corporate for a long time, but Laura leads them very, very powerfully. And from what I understand, there is a lot of really good training and conversation in there that is specific to selling in the corporate environment, specifically as a woman doing that. So you have access to that. There is a vibrant community. Raise your hand if you're part of the community here, because you are all part of this. And I mentioned this yesterday, that the community has really become so much my favorite part of this. And if you are, I had someone share last year that she was just in a place where she was feeling kind of alone, not because she's not like amazing and had a lot of people wanting to be her friend, but she was growing and ascending in her life and in her business and didn't feel like she had a community of like-minded people to do it with, who would understand her, who would be thinking at this level of consciousness, and who would support her in that. And so that's when I think about our community, it is a powerful global community of leaders, sales professionals, entrepreneurs who are all just elevating and expanding in their lives in incredible ways, creating their dream life, creating their dream business, doing it unapologetically, supporting each other. I mean, I think that's something that is, to me, it just feels natural and normal, but I understand this isn't the norm everywhere. Like, people support each other here. They will support you. They will cheer you on. They will help you grow. And I think the community is one of the biggest, most important parts of, I think everything is amazing, but I think that the community is so powerful. And so, like, you will just expand. You're always going to rise up to the energy of the container that you're in. So if you're looking for a high vibe, really just expansive community of people to grow with, this is your place. This is your place. Yeah, Cindy saying community is a huge bonus. Absolutely. Did I miss anything, team? There's a beautiful Facebook group. One thing we are doing that I will say is not normally part of the program, but we are doing it now for those of you who enroll by the end of the month. So by May 31st, is you are getting a live event ticket included in your membership, in your program, which is really exciting. So we have a live event coming up. So you basically have the opportunity to do 10K Club and or the live event coming up in July, which is what I'm going to share about that we have coming up for you. We have our annual live event coming up in July. It's called Superhuman Selling. Who here has been to a She Sells or Superhuman Selling event in the past? Torald came all the way from England. We've got people coming from all over for these events. And this event coming up, it's going to be July 17th and 18th in Portland, Maine. There is a VIP day option on the 19th. It's a full day Saturday VIP day, smaller group, more intimate, more mastermind style, really supporting you in a lot of the people who are going to be in on that are they're successful entrepreneurs, or they're building their business in that way. Highly driven sales leaders aligning with $1 million plus revenue, income, etc. But it's open to all. It's really just going to be a much deeper dive, more intimate container that I'm leading and facilitating throughout the day. So if you want to be in my energy, if you want to be in the team's energy in a more inclusive, supportive, one-on-one, hands-on type of way, the VIP day option is a really beautiful option for you. So July 17th and 18th is the main event. It's in Portland, Maine. We're holding it at the Canopy Hotel, which is on the water. It's beautiful. It's high vibe. It's expansive. We love to have our events there. And it is going to be a 2-day deep dive immersion into what we call superhuman selling, which is what happens when you quantum leap your sales, and how do you quantum leap your sales. So if you're calling in way more this year and next year, if you're ready to experience how much money you can allow in, how much impact you can have, how much you can tap into your fullest expression, this event is for you. I'm going to be teaching and leading a lot of it. We've got really cool guest speakers coming into. You all heard from Allison yesterday. She's going to be in there speaking on deeper dive into how she's doubled her revenue this year, doing the 3x3 schedule, working 3 days out of the week, 3 months, 3 days a week, 3 weeks out of the month as well. And so you're going to hear from her. You're going to hear from other incredible guest speakers as well. And so that ticket, you can get a ticket a la carte to that event. But for those of you who are choosing to invest in yourselves and come join us in the 10K Club before the end of the month, by May 31st, you will get a ticket comped as well. It's a $2,500 ticket. So you're getting that included in your membership, which is really, really beautiful. If my team can pop in the links in the chat to both 10K Club as well as the July event, that would be amazing, so that you all can check them out and see what's available. And then what I will share too, let me share my screen, because I wanted to put together just some really fun bonuses for all of you on this. Let me expand this and share. Here we go. One moment. I want to walk you through the fun bonuses that we've got. I've been very excited. Perfect. Thank you, Kayla, for popping those in. I've been excited to get back from maternity leave. This is my second official week back. But there's so much energy in what I'm going to be bringing to this group. Now I had space to like really expand and grow and just thinking about things at a whole new level over my mat leave. And so you're going to be experiencing just next level breakthroughs in thinking in both the event and the 10K club here. So here are the options for the event. We have, you can do paid in full for the ticket. It's $24.99. We also have a payment plan available. This is May is the best payment plan you're going to get on it. Starting in June, it becomes a 2-month payment plan and the monthly payment goes up. So this is your time. You can do the payment plan. It's an $835 deposit this month on the ticket. And then 10K club is $2K a month for 6 months. There's also a paid in full option on that where you can save $2,000. And then your bonuses. So for those of you who are taking action today on either of these, you will receive a private 30-minute coaching call with me. I don't do that very often. My private clients invest a good amount to coach with me privately. And I think coming off of mat leave, I'm like, man, I'm just excited to get in and coach with people. So it feels really good to offer that this time. So for those of you who are investing in yourselves again, that's by midnight tonight, midnight Eastern tonight, either the event ticket or the 10K club, private 30-minute coaching call with me. My team will help you get scheduled for it. And then the other bonuses are, again, enroll in 10K club by the end of this month. So by Saturday, and you'll get a free event ticket included. And you enroll in either of those by Saturday. And you can come join us on the VIP call that we're having this Saturday as well from 10 to 12. So again, that VIP call, it's a $97 buy into that. You will get that included. You will get that included. If you have already purchased your VIP call, we will credit that amount towards whichever program you want to do, towards 10K or towards the event. So some really, really fun bonuses for you with this one. And we just want to support all of you in investing in yourselves and in getting in and being part of the community because it's just really special and beautiful. Brandon is saying rare. I love it. Yeah. Awesome. And thank you, Kat, for sharing the VIP call link as well. So those are your options. My team and I are here to help support you. If you have questions on anything that we discussed, anything that showed up for you, questions on, we've got 2 minutes now. So if anyone has a question on 10K Club or the event, I'm here and can happily answer those. And, or if you have personal questions, you want to, review something we talked about during the call these past 2 days, you want help with personal application, what's your path from here? Your success advisor is here to help support you in that. So reach out to them, book a call with them this week. They are here to help support you. With that, does anyone have a question on what we're doing, what's available, on the bonuses, on getting the private call with me? There's a lot of fun stuff that we're doing right now. We are in an energy expansion. Yeah, Kat, please.
I was going to say, I want to know who's already planning on coming to the July event.
We were talking about that on the 10K call today because there's quite a few of you as well who are coming. Who is going to be, you can just show of hands, Carolina, Shelly, I know Yulia is, I know Kristen is, who else am I feel like I know more people are coming on it. But yeah, it is going to be really, really fun. Kat's going to be there. I think I'm going to convince Kat to speak a little bit on how she sells.
Maybe. We'll see.
Share the magic. Kayla's going to be there. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. We're so excited. So we can't wait to see all of you. Christy, yes, beautiful. Yeah, Christy's going to be speaking at the event too, which we're very, very excited for. And yes, Rich and Michelle, I know, I love it. It's going to be such a good group. And I see it. Laura will be there. Yep. Laura will be speaking. It's going to be phenomenal. So I know there's some people just hopping on too. If you are catching this at the end of the call, or if you are catching this on the replay, go back, watch the full 2 days. This has been incredibly powerful. I think we covered a ton in a very short amount of time, but we are here to help support you again. So Come join us on Saturday for the VIP day. If you're not in 10K Club yet, come join. Now is your time. There is no time like the present. It's literally time to just believe in yourself and go. That's what I will say with it. You will be glad that you did. Angela is saying people will love Maine. Yes, build in extra time to play. And I've got some fun, cool things I want to do with this group, specific to where we are during this event. Torald, we would love to have you back in Maine. Come join us. Come join us. We would love to have you. And we plan to not have any life-threatening boat rides this time, but we'll make sure there's fun involved as well. It's an inside joke for everyone who was there last year. All right, my beautiful community. I know I'll see many of you on Saturday at the VIP call. Again, connect with your success advisor on how you can go deeper in this. And again, for those of you who want to go deeper in either the 10K Club or the event, today is the day when you can enroll in either of those and get a 30-minute private coaching call with me. So I'm ready to pour into you. I'm ready to support you. And we are so excited to help you ascend. So much love, much gratitude, and we will see you all very, very soon. Bye, everyone.